education and healthcare, period. Um, the average income in our district is about $45,000 a year. And so House District 84 has to have quality public schools for the kids and the folks here in my district to have a chance. And we don't have them. And what used to be a fantastic public school system in this state 15 years ago is slowly just worsened. And we see that here in this district. And the folks in this district don't have a lot of margin and ways to access different private institutions or private schools. They need their local public schools to be great. And that's probably the biggest thing in healthcare for my district. When I talk about healthcare, I really mean access, access to affordable care, providers, and that's the biggest. Those are the two biggest things that my district needs. So my background is fantastic for representing this district. I taught public school for 3 years here in this district from the school I graduated from. Right out of college, I came back and started teaching here. And then I went and became a physician assistant. So I've been a PA and I've been in healthcare, providing patient care for the past 15 years here, all in the state of Oklahoma. And then about 10 years ago, I had the opportunity to open an urgent care company with some partners. And so I ran and operated that. And so the things that Oklahoma needs the most, education, healthcare, small business, like I have real world experience in all of them. And so those are the things that will help me when we're working in the state house. I won't be dealing in theory. It's been stuff that I've actually done myself. He needs to step down or he needs to be impeached. It's that simple. Tammy West has not done enough to make that happen. There's plenty of reasons why he should step down. He acts like he's not going to. And so the state house needs to take some action. And up at this point, it's been a lot of talk. Democrats have been saying this for a long time about Ryan Walters. I'm not even sure the guy likes public education, and he's the one in charge. And so he needs to step down. And if he's unwilling to do that, he needs to be impeached. It really needs to come from both, honestly. From the state level, the biggest thing we have to do is we have to change leadership, because that kind of creates this atmosphere of fear. And that, listen, if you have a company that's failing and not doing well, you change leadership. So from a state level, we have to change kind of the ethos of which we approach public education. But from a local level, it's my favorite part of public education is that if you don't like what's happening in your public school, you have the power to change it. You can run for school board. You can talk to, because those folks are your friends and neighbors. And so you can go in and make the changes locally that you want to. It doesn't have to be either or. There are things we need to do on the state level for sure. But the best part about public schools is that you get a say and that you can create change that you want to see in those local school districts. There's lots of need for improvement in House District 84 when it comes to healthcare access. Economies, how people are doing, what kind of good jobs they have, that all coincides with how well they can access healthcare. One of the biggest issues, though, that my district has is that over the past 2 to 5 years, the state house has, including Tammy, has decided to insert themselves into all of these medical decisions that should be between a patient and their doctor. I have a very philosophy that you and your doctor and your family should make healthcare decisions that best serve you and align with your beliefs. The state legislature doesn't need to come in and say, you have to take these injections, you have to take these shots, you can't have these procedures, you can't have these treatments. That's nuts. That's not appropriate. And that's what our state legislature has done time and time again through different bills over the past couple of years. As a PA for 15 years, I sit down, talk with patients, we make a decision together. But in Oklahoma, you have people like Tammy West, who has voted to insert herself into that decision-making process. It's not good for patients. Talk about access. providers and doctors don't want to work in an environment like that. And so, even if we could find enough people, can we convince them to come to a state that has a state legislature that's so activist when it comes to being involved in those medical decisions? So, that's one big way we can get more access is by having an environment that providers and doctors want to work in.
I've been out knocking doors for most of the summer now, and what I hear from my constituents as I visit with them on the doorsteps is the economy is really causing hardships, not only individually, but for the small business owners. So I'll encourage everybody to shop local. It really is going to make a big difference for our community and just the whole state. Then also education is a priority. It is one of those things that ever since I've been in office, it has remained a priority. We serve 700,000 children in our public school system, so that touches a lot of families, and it's always of importance. And then also public safety. That has always stayed at a forefront also, just people feeling safe in their neighborhoods, wanting to take walks at night, those kind of things that build community and make people feel comfortable. I think the connections and the experience is very valuable, but it's because of the relationships that are built. It is because I've worked with people, I've gained trust, hopefully. I feel like I have trust. I feel like people know that my word is my word, and I'm honest and I follow through. I listen, but working in any situation, it is about the respect you garner and the relationships that you build. So from that standpoint, I feel like the experience and the relationships that I have fostered and built over the last 8 years do serve our district very well, and I hope to continue to do so. Well, I, along with many of my colleagues, several of us signed a letter asking for an investigation into monies being spent timely and appropriately. The State Department of Education controls half of our state's budget. So accountability is of utmost important to me, and I work for the taxpayers of my district. So it is vitally important to me that we know where the money's going. We know that it is getting where it needs to go, and that we know that those monies are arriving in a timely manner. That it is a very big priority to me that we are protecting the resources that the agency has been given. Matters to our children, matters to our families, matters to our community and state. I think I've served on the Putnam City Board of Education for a number of years, and literally most of my volunteer experience has been in our public school system. And I can say that parental involvement, we always talk about it, but it is vital. Teachers need to know they're supported long before a parent has a concern. Those relationships, I'm going to use that word again, those relationships need to be built. Then also attendance is one of those areas that, again, that's going to take some parental involvement because it's a huge problem right now in our school systems throughout the state and actually throughout the nation because of the after effects of COVID. So that's going to take a lot of work at every level. So attendance, and then I'm also just very much in favor of continuing to invest. It is something that we have to do. The numbers in public education are growing. We've got to make sure that we're competitive with hiring and that the resources are there for our school districts and our teachers when we need them. But community involvement is very important. No, our schools can't do everything, and nor should they. We have got to step up. Churches and communities, businesses. I've always felt like our schools and our churches need to be the hub of every neighborhood and every community. And that's going to take all of us pulling together. It's not a one solution problem. Absolutely, there's a need for improvement. And that's statewide. And it is nationwide. We have invested more resources, especially over the last 2 years as our budget has stabilized. And that's one of the things I'd like to touch on. Over the last 8 years, we went from a $1 billion budget shortfall to a much more diversified economy that has allowed us to have resources to reinvest. And that healthcare issues are one of those areas that we are reinvesting in and we need to reinvest in. I've served as the vice chair of the subcommittee, which is the budget committee on health. And I can tell you that in the last couple of years, we have been able to go to the agencies and say, what do you need? And then we have been able to fulfill the need that they have asked for to the penny.